Things are shifting in the Venice, Sarasota real estate market, and in this video, we're going to talk about everything you need to know.
And we're getting started right now. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Venice, Sarasota area, make sure to call, text, or email me. My information will be in the description box below.
So we have been seeing some shifts in the market. Obviously, with the rates going up, the interest rates for a while now, that's going to have an impact. So tell us some things that you are seeing as a realtor in the area.
Yeah, so the good news is that homes are not selling within 2 hours, if you're a buyer anyway. Homes are not selling within 2 hours or an hour from hitting the MLS. They are sitting a little bit longer on the market, and by a little bit longer, I mean a week to 2 weeks, if that max, So not sitting there, like 30 days like in a typical market, 30 to 60 days, but they are sitting a little bit longer. So we are noticing a little bit of a slowdown. Those houses do end up selling, but you have more of an opportunity to send in an offer, not like we were experiencing before. The house hits the MLS and it's basically sold.
Are you still seeing that with houses though, where some are still kind of like selling that day?
Yes, it just depends. It really, really depends on the area. Venice is still pretty hot, but there are some areas within Venice that are not as hot, and then houses do sit a little bit longer, but typically sit a little longer on the market are houses that most people don't like. It doesn't fit their criteria. Maybe they're too small, maybe they're too outdated. So the homes, a 3-bed, 2-bath, $400,000 to $500,000 range that hits the market, most likely than not, it will sell quickly, but not within those few hours. There are exceptions, of course, where a house will sell very, very quickly, but it's not like we were experiencing before.
And what are some of those pockets that are not quite as hot that you think of Venice or parts of Venice?
Yeah, so usually within HOA communities, houses tend to sell very quickly, just because most people do like the style of HOA communities. They want to know that most houses or all houses are going to look pretty much the same. Houses that do tend to sit a little bit longer, I would say some in South Venice, some in like Venice Gardens, which is they're both technically non-HOA, but there are optional HOAs, and it's more of a relaxed
HOA
community.
Yeah.
And houses are not like cookie cutter, like they're not the same, or 3 houses are different and then the next 3 are pretty similar to the past 3. It's nothing like that, but they are also smaller homes for the most part and a little bit older and more outdated.
And in the description below, we will link you to, we have a video about South Venice, all about South Venice, and one driving around Venice Gardens, and we talk about everything you need to know about Venice Gardens. So if you're interested in those areas, you can see more about them, or as always, call, text, or email if you do want to look for homes. And also in the description, we now have links where you can just go search for homes. So let's talk about a little bit about how people can maybe get a deal if they're looking to get a deal, because I think there's a little more opportunity for that now. What are the kinds of homes that people should be looking at, or the criteria?
If you're a buyer and you're a serious buyer and you want to make this move, I would say, and you want to get a deal, even though that's not a thing right now, but if
better deal.
Yes. I would say do not go for the houses that hit the market and want to go and look at it and put an offer on that house today, because a lot of times the seller will want to wait a couple of days to give the opportunity to other people and to give themselves the opportunity to start that bidding war and get more than the listing price. So if you're looking for a deal, first of all, right now it's not the time to do that, but if you want a better deal, go for the houses that have been at least on the market, I would say at least 8 days, 10 days, because those houses don't have as much competition. It is only a matter of time before they sell, because 10 days on the market is really not that long, but you do have a little more leverage. I wouldn't go in with an offer under the asking price, because the seller is probably not even going to respond back to your offer, because you can upset a seller very, very quickly. You can offend them. If it's up to you if you would want to go over asking price. We're still seeing that homes are selling above asking. So even if they have been on the market for a little longer, they still are selling above asking, and they're still receiving multiple offers as well. It just depends on the home. I always tell my buyers, what's this home worth to you? Because if we go in at asking, or maybe $1,000 over asking, there is a possibility that you won't get it, but there is also the possibility that you will. So it's just hard to say. You're going almost, blindsided into an offer.
On the note, so we talked about, places are on the market a little longer, as far as like on the seller side of things that you're seeing, are you seeing more places with price cuts or maybe that are being listed at lower prices, or are you seeing people maybe trying to like put places on at a really high so they can take advantage before the rates get too much higher and try to, you know, get it while they can, sort of thing?
Yes, it's kind of like a mixed bag right now. We have the sellers that they'll, you know, go in a little bit maybe below what the average sale price is because they want to create a bidding war, and then therefore, you know, they do get more than what they wanted to begin with. But we also have the sellers that are, their home is maybe valued at here and then they just want to go up here because they want to, instead of creating a bidding war, they just want you to pay right away that much money. And those are the homes that I'm noticing that they do come down, they sit on the market longer because they were overpriced to begin with. And those are the homes that are, you know, like staying on the market, and then we're seeing price reductions on them. But it's not necessarily because the market is coming down. It's because if you list here and your home is only worth up to here, you do have to come down because no one is gonna, I mean, there are some people that are willing to pay, you know, whatever it takes for a home. But if you want to sell within a decent amount of time, like, you kind of have to come back down.
And ultimately, we mainly get a lot of buyers watching our videos because people, we see the analytics, watch from all over the United States, some even outside of the United States. So that being said, what would be your advice for buyers right now, or potential buyers that maybe want to buy something in the Venice, Sarasota, Inglewood, Northport areas, and they're kind of like, okay, should I wait? Should I buy something now? Should I, you know, just pay what they're asking now? Or should, you know, like, should I look for a deal? What's the overall?
I think looking for a deal right now, it's kind of tough just because our inventory is still low. Even if homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer, our inventory is still low. And looking for a deal right now, I would say if you are that person, maybe just wait, keep an eye on the market and see. We always keep an eye on the market here and in Florida area, and I mean, I haven't really noticed many price reductions, and if there are, it's not much. And it's on those properties, again, that were listed too high to begin with. So I would say if you want a deal, maybe just wait, keep an eye on the market, see what changes, with interest rates being a little bit higher right now, you know, like, are we going to see those price cuts like even more and more? So keep an eye on the market. If you're ready to make the move and your concern is mainly the interest rates, you could in the future, once the interest rates go down, because I don't foresee this, you know, I don't think the interest rates will be this high forever, but you could in the future just refinance your mortgage and bring your payment and your interest rates down. If you're purchasing cash, right now it's a great market for people who are looking to buy a home and have the cash or have a lot of cash for a down payment. But again, to me, it's just, do you want to make the move? Can you wait? Those are things, you know, that you should be asking yourself. For a lot of people, it's like, no, I want to move right now because I've put this on hold for how long? I'm ready right now, and they just want to be here.
And it does seem like we're kind of in somewhat of a potential transition phase with the market. It does feel like things are kind of either leveling off or just going to stay put for a little while, or maybe we will see some decreases slightly over time. We've said this on the channel multiple times, because of the inventory issues, we just don't see a crash happening, potentially a correction where prices come back down to where they were 2 years ago. Some people might call that a crash. I guess It's just, you know, semantics and what you decide to call that. But I do think we're kind of in the middle of something, either just keeping it leveled or it coming down to some degree. And again, I don't know that would come all the way back down to what it was 2 years ago. Maybe it's just half of that, a quarter of that, who knows. But it's definitely worth, if you can wait, I think, for a lot of people to just chill out for maybe another couple weeks to a month and see where things go. As of right now, based on what you're saying, it sounds like we're starting to see a little bit of a change.
If you are hoping that it will crash, I would say just hold off for a little bit and keep an eye on the market, on prices, on inventory, because a lot of times you see the price reductions and you're like, oh, the crash is coming. And it's like, well, but is there inventory? Like, how many months of inventory are there out there?
And how many places are having those price cuts?
Yes.
And as always, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe, turn on all notifications, because we'll do videos about once a month. We tend to do these, kind of telling you what's going on with the market.
With that being said, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Venice, Sarasota area, make sure to call, text, or email me. My information will be in the description box below.
Hit that like button, leave a comment, let us know what you think is going to happen with the market or what your thoughts are if you're thinking about buying. If you want to see more about life in Venice, Florida, check out this playlist right here and
Live breezy.